प्रेम से बोलो उमापति महादेव की जय, गजानन स्वामी की जय. We look at the glory of Bhagwan Shri Ganesh Vigneshwar and also the great spiritual teachings that one can derive simply by focusing the mind on the pictorial manifestation of Bhagwan Vigneshwar Shri Ganesh. I invite you all to join with me as we sit upright, stabilizing our minds and our bodies as we meditate on the blessed and magnificent form of Lord Shiva as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He who is represented as the soul of all souls, the Lord of all lords, the God of all gods, Mahadev. Hari महागणाधिपतये नमः. श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण व्याम नमः. उमा महेश्वराभ्यां नमः. वाणी हिरण्यगर्भाभ्यां नमः. शची पुंडराभ्यां नमः. इष्टदेवताभ्यो नमः. कुलदेवताभ्यो नमः. ग्रामदेवताभ्यो नमः. स्थानदेवताभ्यो नमः. सर्वेभ्यो नमः. सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमो नमः. ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मन् तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. ॐ सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. वन्दे देवमुमापति सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणं वन्दे पाणगभूषणं मृगधरं वन्दे पशूनां पतिं वन्दे सूर्यशशाङ्कवहिनयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं वन्दे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करम्. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. ॐ मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये. ॐ नमः शिवाय. ॐ नमः शिवाय. ॐ नमः शिवाय. प्रेम से बोलो महाबली महादेव की जय. We all join together in recounting the fair glories of the Universal Mother as together we seek her grace, her blessings. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. We are going to examine in the final analysis the art of God symbolism with special reference to Vigneshwar Ganesh Bhagwan, what he stands for in terms of the concept of God in Hinduism, and how relevant is the analysis of the personality of Sri Ganesh Bhagwan can be seen in terms of our own lives. It is said, life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not his goal. Thus thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of thy soul. There is a higher purpose in life, and one must always try to reach out to be able to achieve that higher purpose. Sri Ram outlines in the Ramayana, Bare bhag manush tanu pava, Suru durdab saragantana gava, Sadhana dham moskara dwara, Pahi na jehi paraloka sambara. The human body is seen as a tabernacle for spiritual endeavors, and possessed of the physical structure of a human being, we are standing right on the doorway to salvation and liberation. On a day like today, when we recognize and realize that every second that is ticked by the watch brings us 1 second closer to our final destination, what should be our outlook in life? What should be the goal that we should strive to realize and achieve? We will do all of this. The poet says it relates to us. Hari Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah Shri Saraswatyai Namah Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namo Namah Om Shuklam Varadharam Deva Shashi Varnam Chaturujam Prasanna Varnandhyayir Sarva Vighanopashandaye Namaste Namaste Vivo Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste Chirananda Murte Namaste Namaste Tapo Yogya Gamaya Namaste Namaste श्रुति ज्ञान गमया. एक समय की बात है, अमरावती में देवताओं की सभा जुड़ी थी. देवराज इंद्र अपने राज सिंहासन पर विराजमान थे. उस समय गंधर्वराज क्रौच भी वहां उपस्थित था. उसे किसी कार्यवश शीघ्र ही कहीं जाना था, इसलिए उसने देवराज से आज्ञा ली और उठकर चलने लगे. श्री उमा महेश्वर नमोस्तुते. एक समय की बात है. It came to pass in days of yore, in the holy city of Amravati, Indralok, the abode of Lord Indra, the Lord of the celestials, the holy ones and the devatas were all gathered together in assembly. And together with them was a Gandharva, a celestial songster, whose name was Crouch. And Crouch, after taking part in the discussions there, he had to leave hurriedly. And so, seeking the permission of the Lord of the Celestials, Lord Indra, he gets up and hurriedly he is walking away. As he goes, इसलिए उसने देवराज से आज्ञा ली और उठकर चलने लगा. तभी शीघ्रता में उसका ध्यान वहीं बैठे हुए महर्षि वामदेव पर ना गया और भूल से उसका पांव महर्षि को छू गया. Gandharva Crouch, he was walking hurriedly along. He was passing near one of the great Maharishis, Vamdev. Vamdev was seated in dhyan, in meditation. and as Crouch was hurriedly walking along, through an adverse turn of fate, the foot of the Gandharv Crouch struck the body of the Maharishi Vamdev. इसमें महर्षि ने अपना अपमान समझा. And so this great sage Vamdev taught that disrespect was meant by all of this, and Maharishi Krodit ho gaye. He became very angry. Thinking this was a disrespect to him, Vamdev, the sage, became angry with Crouch, the Gandharva. And who is a Gandharva again? A celestial singer. What's the name of the celestial singer? Crouch. And what's the name of the Maharishi? Vamdeva. Vamdev. So Crouch is a Gandharva walking hurriedly. His foot struck the Maharishi, the great sage Vamdev. And Vamdev, taking it to be an insult, he became angry. उन्होंने तुरंत ही उसे शाप दे डाला. अरे मूर्ख गंधर्व, ऐसे मरमट हो रहा हो कि बैठे हुए मुझ पर शांत मुनि को लात मारता है. जा, तुम मूषक बनेगा. So the Maharishi Vamdev turns to Crouch and he says, "Oh Gandharva, you are so much intoxicated by pride, and in this pride you continue to think that you gain so much power and you wield so much authority. Walking by, you don't realize, and you don't notice me sitting here, and you show disrespect to me by striking me with your foot. For such an action, Jatu Musak banega. You shall be turned into a Musak, a rat." गंधर्व उस सांप को सुनकर भयभीत और व्याकुल हो गया. And this poor Gandharva, realizing that it was an error on his part, a mistake on his part, not purposely perpetrated, he became very distressed. Now we can gain a lesson from this maybe. Here we see, the actions of the Gandharva Crouch. That action which he performed was not purposely done, but he inflicted a certain amount of pain and injury upon the sage Vamdev. And Vamdev became angry. And sometimes this happens to us in life also. Isn't this a typical life situation? Where sometimes because of, the actions of others, you become angry, or maybe someone hurt you unknowingly, and maybe not realizing this, you become angry with that individual. But look what happens. It is said that anger is of two types. You have that emotional outburst that comes on the spur of the moment, but subsides soon after. This is one type of anger. And there's another type of anger that is nurtured in the mind, and that anger directed against any individual seeks revenge. I'm sure you experienced this two types of anger already. On the spur of the moment you get angry, but then that anger subsides very quickly. And then there is the anger that continues to be nurtured in your heart and mind, and it is only waiting for an opportunity to seek revenge. Which one you like to have in your mind? None, that's great. Okay, so look what happened. Let us see which kind of anger took hold of this Maharishi. What was his name again? His name was Vamdev. And the Gandharva Crouch. So Vamdev, the Maharishi, Krodit ho gaya, and he pronounced a slap upon the individual, be born as a rat. Gandharva उस सांप को सुनकर भयभीत हो गया, व्याकुल हो गया, and the poor Crouch, he became very distressed and unhappy. उसने महर्षि से क्षमा मांगी, and he asks now, he begs for pardon of the great sage. और गिर गया तो महर्षि को दया आ गई और वे बोले, तुम मूषक हो, अवश्य होगा, किंतु देवादिदेव गजानन श्री गणेश भगवान का वाहन होने के कारण अत्यंत और सुखी होगा. उसकी कृपा से तेरा सब दुख दूर हो जाएगा. So the Gandharva begs for pardon. He begs for mercy. Have mercy upon me. True, I have done something wrong, but unknowingly I hurt you. Please forgive me, forgive me. And then it is Maharishi Vamdev, he who is a sage and a saint, his heart started to melt with pity. And then he realized, oh, I have done something that I should not have done. So what kind of anger you will classify this as? First or the second class? I had the first class. It doesn't nurture any feeling of revenge in his heart, but rather his heart becomes very soft now with pity and mercy. And he says, listen, there's one thing that will never ever come back amongst others. Do you remember what is that? Yes, the spoken word. That's one of the things that can never be retracted. You can never take it back, and it will never come back. It will never come back, no matter what you do. And so he says, listen, the spoken word cannot be retracted. Therefore, what has already been said must come to pass. But this will be the medium through which you will gain and add blessedness to your life. Even though in the form of a rat, you will become the Vahan or the vehicle of Lord Ganesh. You shall achieve peace, joy, and happiness. And no more sorrow will pervade and permeate your very existence. So you see, the two aspects of the side of Vamdev. One, the rash aspect that is associated with a human failing that is called a human weakness. Okay, anger is naturally a human weakness. A weakness, not external physical weakness, but a weakness maybe in sometimes of an undeveloped personality. Sometimes it exists. So if you get angry, remember it's a weakness you possess. You got angry today? A weakness. Try and strengthen yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, and otherwise. We see also the other side of Vamdev in that all citizen saints naturally are compassionate and merciful by nature. And in his compassion and mercy, he says very well, blessedness shall come to you in this way. Bechara Gandharva, po Gandharva. किसी विदेश कार की शीघ्रता में उठकर तो जा रहा था, किंतु मुनिवर से पांव लगने से सावधानी न बरत सकता, उसका दंड मिला उसे मूषक शरीर में धरती पर पहुंचने का, और यही हुआ, वह तुरंत ही मूषक होकर और महर्षि पराशर के आश्रम में जा गिरा. Po Gandharva. He was moving very speedily along to accomplish whatever mission he had to do. And so, by a stroke of misfortune, his foot struck the sage, and so he was reduced now. He's going to be reduced to the state of a rat. So said, so done. He assumes now the form of a rat, and he is born in the ashram, the hermitage of a sage whose name was Parasar Muni. Parasar was the father of Ved Vyas. So this rat was born in the ashram of Parasar Muni. So we have three names: Crouch, Vamdev, Parasar. Crouch was the Gandharva, celestial songster. Vamdev was the Rishi in meditation. Parasar, he in his ashram, now the rat is born. So what's going to happen? The poetry tells us. Hari Vakratunda Mahakaya Kodi Surya Sambrava Nirvignam Guru Me Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvara. वह मूषक के आकारादि में अलौकिक था, पर्वत के समान विशालकाय और भयंकर था. उसके रोम एवं नख भी पर्वत शिखर के और समान लगते, दांत बहुत बड़े, तीक्ष्ण और भयोत्कुंदन और थे, और उसका स्वर भी उत्पन्न और कर्कश और भयावान था. श्री उमा महेश्वर नमोस्तुते. As a rat, huge, very big, with large ears, big eyes, teeth, that will render fear within the heart of anyone. And like this very awe-inspiring animal, the rat, was born in the ashram of Parasar Muni. Parasar ashram में गिरते ही उस मूषक ने उपद्रव आरंभ कर दिया. And in this ashram, he starts to perform all kind of wicked and notorious deeds. माटी का पात्र को फोड़कर उनमें भरा हुआ समस्त अन्न खा लिया. So what is going to do now? Now long ago, the vessels that we use in our home were made out of earth, out of dirt. Like remember, we still have this around. You remember the kind of container that you used to keep the water in, and some of us still have it at home? The goblet or goblet. I know if you use the water especially, it's very hygienic and very, very healthy. You know, the water is very cool. And you don't have to use refrigerated water. And it will not have any adverse effect. So it's not cold, but it's cool. And it's, very soothing. So it is therefore, the grains that were kept were contained in earthen vessels. So you know what this rat will do? It will climb up where these earthen vessels are, and playing with them will throw them on the ground. They will break, and when the grains fall on the ground, he will eat them. He will devour them. Whatever he eats, and he spoils the rest. I want to remember what he's doing. He's breaking the earthen vessels and eating the grains. Not only that, vas even grant adi or kutar kar naskar dali. It is also going into the clothing of the sage. Is biting them up and doing what? Destroying. Bites and destroys. Not only the clothing, but also the grunt, all the books, the holy scriptural texts that were kept by the sage. These were also being bitten and being destroyed by the rat. Remember what he's doing? It destroys the earthen vessels, eats out the grains. It bites the clothing, destroys it. It also bites the books and destroys the books. Not only that also, but सुनिए, और सब और आश्रम की वाटिका का नष्ट भ्रष्ट कर डाली, उसके फूल फल और वृक्षों को धरती पर गिरा दिया. Is also now destroying the trees in the garden. It's destroying the fruits and the flowers. It will bite the root of the trees and allow the trees to fall. And this is the kind of activities performed by that rat. उसके इस प्रकार विनाश कर्म से महर्षि बड़े दुखित हुआ. The great sage Parasar Muni is greatly and sorely distressed by the wicked actions of this rat. उन्होंने सोचा कि इस दुष्ट मूषक को कहां से कैसे और भगाया जाए. He thinks, how can I get rid of this wicked rat? यदि उसका कोई उपाय ना हुआ तो यह और भी अधिक विनाश कर बैठेगा. If I do not devise a means to get rid of it, then it will continue to bring destruction in its trail. इसे मारना भी संभव नहीं है और फिर मारने से जीव हत्या का पाप भी लगेगा. उस पाप का हम क्यों अपने सिर ले? हे प्रभु मैं क्या करूंगा? So he thinks, I can very well destroy and kill this rat. But then why should I take that sin of destroying this animal on my head? You know, Hinduism believes in protection. Every life must be protected in some form or the other. And if you don't protect, let them go, but don't destroy. The great sage Parasar Muni, he's saying, if I go to destroy this animal, then upon my head will fall the sin of hatya, of killing, right, an innocent animal. Therefore, what should I do? He Prabhu, he prays now, He Prabhu, हे अशरण शरण मेरा यह दुख शीघ्र दूर कीजिए. इस दुष्ट मुशक से रक्षा कीजिए स्वामी, रक्षा कीजिए. So instead of taking in his hands, he decides, he prays, O Ganesh Bhagwan, you are the remover of all obstacles and difficulties. O Bhagwan Vigneshwar, you are the one who must come to my rescue. I seek refuge in you, O Vigneshwar Ganesh. Instead of destroying that animal, he sits down and he prays and prays to Ganesh Bhagwan. Vigna Harandev Bhagwan Sri Ganesh. And as he prays to Ganesh, we join also. You know something? In life, you will have cause, like Parasar Muni, to pray to the Lord for the removal of obstacles and difficulties. Here Parasar Muni has this problem that plagues him. There are many difficulties that we face in these hard times of economic crisis and other kinds of spiritual, moral crisis that we face. And as Parasar Muni is praying for the removal of the difficulties and the dilemma he faces, so too I invite you to join with me. You too pray for the removal of whatever causes of sorrows that you might have in life, for the removal of obstacles, difficulties, and for success in whatever you undertake. We join in our prayer to Sri Ganesh Bhagwan. जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय जय गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय शिव मंगलदायका, विद्य बुद्धि प्रदायका।
जय शिव मंगलदायका, विद्य बुद्धि प्रदायका।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन, गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन, गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभु नंदन,
गंगाधर शिव शंभो
बोलो गंगाधर शिव शंभु नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्न विनाशका।
जय शिव मंगलदायका, विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका।
जय शिव मंगलदायका, विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका।
गौरी गणेश उमा महेश, पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश।
गौरी गणेश उमा महेश, पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश।
शरणं गणेश, शरणं गणेश, शिवानंदन गणपति गणेश।
शरणं गणेश, शरणं गणेश, शिवानंदन गणपति गणेश।
दया करो प्रभु दया करो,
दया करो प्रभु दया करो।
पराशर मुनि प्रेम टू गणेश विघ्नहरण देव विघ्नेश्वर श्री गणेश। ओ भगवान गणेश, to whom will I turn to in moment of adversity? Save me from all this trouble that I face now. O Bhagwan Vigneshwar, you are the sole source of refuge. Have mercy upon me. Daya karo, Hey Vigneshwar Ganesh, daya karo. Daya karo, Prabhu, daya karo.
दया करो प्रभु दया करो।
दया करो प्रभु दया करो।
दया करो प्रभु दया करो।
हे गौरी गणेश उमा महेश, पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश।
गौरी गणेश उमा महेश, पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश।
गणपति गणेश,
गणपति गणेश,
ओ गणपति गणेश,
गणपति गणेश, गणपति गणेश, गणपति गणेश, गणपति गणेश, गणपति गणेश, गणपति गणेश, गणपति गणेश।
प्रेम टू विघ्नेश्वर गणेश भगवान लाइक दिस। अब क्या होगा? महर्षि को अधिक व्याकुल देखकर भगवान गजानन श्री गणेश ने उन्हें मधुर वाणी में और आश्वासन दिया कि पूज महर्षि, आप मेरे पालक पिता हैं। मेरे रहते आप पर कोई विपत्ति आए यह मैं सहन नहीं कर सकता। आपका प्रिय कार्य करना मेरा परम कर्तव्य है। मैं इस मूषक को अपना वाहन बनाएगा और जिससे उसके उत्पात समाप्त हो जाए। गणेश भगवान says, O Maharishi Parasar, that individual who seeks refuge in me, it is my promise that I will always protect that devotee. Having shown so much dependence upon me, how can I allow you to continue to suffer? O Parasar Muni, fear not, I shall bring relief to you in this moment of adversity. That same rat that brings no end of trouble to you, I shall harness it. and make it my vahan, my vehicle, my medium of transportation, and an end will come to all its misdeeds. यह कहकर उन्होंने मूषक की ओर अपना तेजस्वी पाश फेंका. And so it is so saying, if you look at the hand of Ganesh Bhagwan, he has that rope in his hand, that nose. He flings his nose towards the place where the Mushak was there. And Mushaka का कंठ झकरकर उसे बाहर खींच लिया. And that nose falling around the neck of the rat, Ganesh Bhagwan pulls it towards him. पास के जकड़ने से उस व्याकुल और मूर्छित कर दिया. And as he is pulled with great force by Vigneshwar Ganesh, this rat becomes unconscious. फिर जब उसे छेद हुआ, and then when it regains consciousness, तब वह और शोकग्रस्त होता हुआ कहने लगा, सहसा यह क्या हो गया? अत्यंत पुरुषार्थी हूँ, मैंने अपने और दंष्ट्राग्र के बड़े बड़े वृक्षों और पर्वतों को नष्ट कर डाला. ऐसे मुझ महापराक्रम कंठ किसने बांधा है? And the rat, seeing that it was now captured like this, it thinks to itself that I am so strong and powerful. How can this ever happen to me? I have been able to uproot tall trees and even dig holes in unfathomable mountains. How is it therefore that this can happen to me? Who has done this to me? पास ने मूषक को भगवान गजानन के समक्ष उपस्थित किया. उसे प्रभु के दर्शन से ज्ञात होने लगा. And looking up, he sees the form of Vigneshwar Ganesh Bhagwan. And seeing this benevolent and merciful form, then knowledge starts to dawn upon that rat. And as knowledge dawns upon him, he realizes his mistake, he realizes the divine nature of Vigneshwar Ganesh. वह अपनी स्थिति को ठीक प्रकार से समझा हुआ हाथ जोड़कर बोले, जगदीश्वर, आपके दर्शन करके मेरे जीवन सफल हो. आप देव, दानव, मनुष्य, उरग, यक्ष, किन्नर आदि सभी पर दया करने वाले हैं. हे नाथ, मुझे अज्ञानी जीव पर भी दया कीजिए. And the rat in his own way speaks to Ganesh. O Ganesh Bhagwan, you are indeed most merciful by nature. You are the protector of your beloved devotees. You are indeed a Jagadishwar, the Lord and the Master of the universe. Have mercy upon me, have mercy upon me. Protect me, protect me. Bhagwan Vinayak Ganesh प्रसन्न हो गए. Bhagwan Ganesh becomes pleased और उन्हें कहा and says, मूषक, तू क्षमा के योग नहीं था. O rat, by virtue of your evil deeds, you do not deserve reprieve. क्योंकि तूने ऋषियों को बहुत कष्ट दिया है. For you brought no end of trouble to my great devotee Parasar Muni. किंतु but तू मेरे शरण में आ गया है. You have now sought refuge in me. Therefore I cannot turn you away. इसलिए अब भय रहित हो जा और जो कुछ चाहे वह वर मांग ले. He says, listen, fear not now. No evil will come to you. But if you need a boon, whatever you want, ask, and I shall give it to you. Mushak ने सोचा, मुझे कोई क्या देगा? He says, what anyone can give to me? ऐसे विचार कर उससे कहा, मुझे तो कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. यदि आपको कुछ इच्छा हो तो मुझसे ही वर मांग लीजिए. So the rat now in its own way says to Ganesh Bhagwan, that O Vigneshwar, you tell me to ask for whatever I want, but what do I really want? There's nothing I need. But just in case you desire something from me, then ask and I will give it to you. Ask and I will give it to you. So Ganesh ने कहा, Ganesh Bhagwan, he now says, अच्छा, very well, तुम मुझे वर देना चाहते हो तो वह बस इतना ही वर दे कि मेरा वाहन बन जा. Then Ganesh Bhagwan says, listen, then if you desire to fulfill my wish, you become my vahan, you become my vehicle, so that wherever I go, I will ride upon you. मूषक ने और स्वीकारिक के तो परास नंदन तुरंत ही उसके पीठ पर आरूढ़ हो गए. बेचारा मूषक और सभी भारों के स्थान उस विनायक देव का भार कैसे सहन कर सकता था. And so Ganesh Bhagwan, he jumps upon the rat. As he jumps upon the rat, guess what happens? It sinks under the weight of Vigneshwar. And then it is, he turns, हे प्रभु, मुझे पर प्रसन्न हो जाइए. हे दयानाथ, हे दया सागर, दया कीजिए और इतने हल्के हो जाइए कि आपके बोझ से मुझे कुछ कष्ट ना हो. Then Devnath says, O Ganesh, inasmuch as I have sanctioned being your Vahana, your vehicle, grant unto me this simple boon that I will be able to bear your weight. And Ganesh Bhagavan says, so shall it be. It shall be as you say. You shall be able to bear my weight and take me around. भगवान के समझा लिया कि मुश्किल का गर्भ खंडित हो गया, तो उन्होंने अपना भार घटा लिया और उसके द्वारा बहन होने योग हल्के हो गए. महर्षि पराशर ने यह लीला देखा तो उन्होंने गजानन के पद पंख को प्रणाम कर कहा कि हे प्रभु गजानन, आपकी जय हो, आपकी जय हो. And as all this took place, Parasar Muni, the great sage, realized that Vigneshwar Ganesh Bhagwan had championed his cause and also brought blessedness to the life of this simple animal Devnath. And Parasar Muni said, O Ganesh, how great are you! Victory unto you, all glory unto you, all praise be unto you, O Ganesh Bhagwan. And Parasar Muni continued now in his own way to thank Ganesh Bhagwan for having championed his cause. We too join in thanking Ganesh Bhagwan for all that he has done for us in life. Gajanana he Shubhanana Gauri Manohara Priyanandana Gajanana he Shubhanana Gauri Manohara Priyanandana We have looked at Vigneshwar Ganesh and the circumstances surrounding the Vahana, the vehicle related to the Rath. In tonight's discourse, I'm sure you can see a picture of Ganesh Bhagwan, and I'd like you to keep looking at it as we analyze the art of God's symbolism in terms of Vigneshwar Ganesh. When you look at Vigneshwar Ganesh Bhagwan, the first impression that one has is why an elephant's head. And I may as well point out here that every portrait and every pictorial description that you see in terms of these manifestations represent the portrayal of some great spiritual truth related to an interpretation of the all-pervading supreme divinity. We examine Ganesh Vigneshwar. Why the elephant? Simply because Vigneshwar Ganesh represents the embodiment of knowledge. And whenever you say Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, it's a prayer that you repeat to the Lord. Oh Lord, I worship you as Vigneshwar, as a very embodiment of all knowledge and wisdom. Impart knowledge and wisdom to me. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. The elephant's head, therefore, is symbolic of wisdom, of knowledge. The head itself being the seat of the brain, which again is the seat of all knowledge. How does that knowledge come? If you look at Vigneshwar, you'll see his fan-like ears. The ears represent the capacity for listening. It represents your ability to listen and to imbibe, to assimilate. The acquisition of knowledge which comes through listening. Listening to the Holy Scriptures, listening to the principles outlined by your Guru, by the spiritual teachers. The fan-like ears, therefore, represent one's capacity for listening. The ear, therefore, represents the capacity for listening. Through listening, one acquires knowledge, which is represented by the head of Ganesha Bhagwan. The trunk coming down represents the power of discrimination that comes from knowledge. Likes and dislikes comes from knowledge, and they be able to control the idea of likes and dislikes also springs from knowledge. Knowledge that all life's experiences will one day come to an end. This is not your lasting abode, but you're but a traveler passing through this universe. The trunk, as I say, represents the idea of discrimination, the ability to perform both gross and subtle activities. Now, if you look at the elephant, you'll think of man's master inventions. And maybe none of the inventions of the modern day scientists can match the power and the glory of the trunk of Ganesha Bhagwan. You throw a simple, small thing like a pin, a needle on the ground. With that trunk, the elephant can lift it up. And with the same trunk, the elephant will be able to uproot very large mountain-like trees. Represent the ability to perform both gross and subtle activity. So, the ears represent the capacity for listening. Through listening, you gain knowledge. Knowledge leads to discrimination. Discrimination will help you to dissolve completely rag and dvesh, likes and dislikes, and be one point touching the ground. Look at Vigneshwar at the foot. You'll notice a bowl of fruits. The whole picture of Vigneshwar Ganesh Bhagwan, listening, gaining knowledge, controlling rag and dvesh, developing discrimination, withstanding the many difficulties and obstacles of life, merging the mind and the intellect. All this is the sum total of the goal to be realized in life. And Ganesh Bhagwan, therefore, in all of this description, represents the ideal being, the man of perfection. What the Bhagavad Gita describes as the sthit apragya, the man of perfection. The man who is the ideal being, who has been able to control his senses, the mind, and the intellect, and everything. This is what Ganesh Bhagwan represents. Such an individual must necessarily have the bowl of fruits at his feet. The bowl of fruits represent the four goals, the four fruits of life. Dharma, Arth, Kam, Moksha. Dharma is righteousness. Arth, material wealth. Very important for your social stability. Kam, the fulfillment of your legitimate good wishes and desires. Moksha, liberation, salvation. These are the four goals. The man of perfection, like Ganesh Bhagwan, through listening, developing discrimination, and gaining knowledge, will gain the four fruits of life. But that is not sufficient. Even though you have the four fruits of life, now the rat comes in. Look at the rat. Do you notice it? It's looking up in shivering anticipation at Ganesh Bhagwan. And it's looking also at the four fruits. The rat represents the ego in man. Although you have developed yourself spiritually, although you have reached the pinnacle of spiritual perfection, becoming the man of perfection, there is the danger of the ego, the rat within us, looking at the four fruits, eating into the four fruits, the four goals that we have realized. The one like Ganesha Bhagwan, ever alert and watchful, keeps the rat, the ego, in check. In other words, therefore, the sum total of the painting of Vigneshwar Ganesh Bhagwan tells us that once you tread the spiritual path, acquire knowledge, develop discrimination, you are one pointed in the direction in which you are going back to Godhead. Be careful. The ego within us will always be waiting to eat into our spirituality. But we must always, our watchful eye must always be upon our ego, upon the rat. This is what is symbolized. But this is why Ganesha Bhagwan too has the ego. Sitting upon the ego, controlling the ego to take him to wherever he wants, means that we too must be able to sit upon our ego in the sense that we control that ego and so take us to the ultimate destination of back to God. Ganesha Bhagwan symbolically, 4 hands. And the question is asked, why is it in Hinduism the deity is not painted like human beings? Like a human with 2 hands. Simply because he is not human. Simply because he is superhuman. And this is why he is not portrayed with 2 hands. But rather 4 hands symbolizing the power and the glory. Symbolically showing also the 4 directions. Wherever you go, the hand of the Lord can be seen in every aspect of his creation. Look again at the hands of Ganesha Bhagwan. In one hand you will see the lotus flower, or sometimes you will see the nose. If it's the lotus flower you will see, it tells you the state of perfection. The lotus grows in slush and slime, but it is not contaminated with that same slush and slime. It tells us too that we will grow in the world, but do not allow the world to contaminate us. Live in the world, but don't let the world live in us. You'll see a noose sometimes in the hand of Ganesha Bhagwan. You know what he uses that for? The lasso. He puts that around his devotee, and he uses that to pull them closer to him. He pulls his devotee closer. He has an axe in one hand. He uses that axe to cut loose the noose of attachment to worldly things, so that freed from attachment, you will progress rapidly on your evolutionary pilgrimage. In one hand, he has the modaka, which has been fried and is very sweet. And he has his hand outstretched, as if handing it to you, symbolizing that once you seek refuge in Ganesh, and once you develop knowledge, acquire knowledge and develop discrimination, the sweetness of the joys of divinity and spirituality will be experienced by you. The other hand upraised, giving you abhayam. Why fear when Ganesh Bhagwan is here to champion your cause? No obstacles, no difficulties will stand in your way of realization if you seek the grace and the blessings of Vigneshwar Ganesh. Ganesh, therefore, a portrait that we see, symbolizing to us, whenever we see it, the capacity for listening, thus acquiring knowledge, developing discrimination, controlling rag and dvesh, likes and dislikes, overcoming the many obstacles and difficulties in life, merging the mind and the intellect together, acquiring the 4 fruits of life thus, but always keeping the ego in check. In so doing, we will continue to progress forward on our spiritual and evolutionary pilgrimage related to our journey back to our Lord, our Master, our Maker. May Vigneshwar Bhagwan Ganesh shower his choices, grace and blessings upon each and every one of you. Prem se bolo Gajanan Swami ki Jai Shiva Omkara Hara Shiva Omkara Jai Shiva Omkara Hara Shiva Omkara Om Jai Shiva Omkara Hara Shiva Omkara ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव हरदङ्गिधारा
ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव हरदङ्गिधारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे
हंसासन गरुडासन वैष्णवाहन साजे ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा दो भुज चार चतुर्भुज दश भुज ते सोहे
रूप निराधर त्रिभुवन जन मोहि ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा एक चमाला बनमाला रुद्रमाला धारे
चनन विगमन चंद्रा भाल शुभकारी ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा श्वेतांबर पीतांबर बागंबर अंगे
सनकादिक प्रभुतादे भूतादिक संगे ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा करमधि कामण्डक चक्र त्रिशूलधारा
युग करता युग भरता युग संधार करता ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव जानत अव्ययता
कानवाक चक्रिमधि ये तीनों एका ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा
त्रिगुण स्वामी के आरती जो कोई गावे त्रिगुण स्वामी के आरती जो कोई गावे कनक शिवानंद स्वामी वांछित फल पावे ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा ॐ जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा ॐ हर 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 महादेव ॐ हर 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 महादेव ॐ हर हरि ओम। शिव हरे शिव राम सखी प्रभु त्रिविधताप निवारण ही विभु। औज जनेश्वर यादव पाहि मां। शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरम्। शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरम्। शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरम्। ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वजं मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्षः मङ्गलाय तनोहरि। त्वमेव माता
च पिता त्वमेव
त्वमेव बन्धो
च सखा त्वमेव
त्वमेव वेद्या
द्रविणं त्वमेव
त्वमेव सर्वं
मम देव देवा।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ नमश्चण्डिकाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। प्रेम से बोलो मावती महादेव की जय। महाशक्ति देवी नव दुर्गा माता की जय। एक बार बोलो पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। एक बार बोलो सब संतन की जय। And all of us as loud as you can with a unified voice. Victory for religion, Sanatan Dharma. All of us together. प्रेम से बोलो श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की। And as you protect your dharma, may dharma in turn protect you all. Shubhamastu.